Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more worried.
Yo, what is poppin'? Before the video starts, I just want to let you all know that I give readings just like the ones that you see every Monday on my channel. I give on point Orisha Tarot card readings for singles and also for couples. I also do natal chart consultations. My Everything is Everything reading is by far my bestseller. If you want to check out any of these services, please visit my website at www.bandclaptv.com. And also, when you go to that website and you scroll down, you will see a link to go to my shadow work class. In this time that we're in right now, shadow work is very, very important. Getting to know yourself, your inner child, really, really knowing who you are. All of these things are extremely important. And I have a very, very informative self-paced course. Shout out to Spiritual Ascension University and Melanie the Spirit Doula for allowing me to be able to give you all this very, very priceless course, if I do say so myself. So again, if you want to check these things out, go to my website, www.bandclaptv.com. All right, on with the Yo, what is poppin', YouTube fam? It's the top of the week, so you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Mr.BandClap, at it again with a very quieted version of the On Point Orisha Tarot forecast spread. And this is going to be for the week of Monday, March the 15th to Sunday, March the 21st of 2021. Man, when I tell y'all this man, has it been seeming like time has been super fast? It's like, dang, like I feel like this month just started and it's already almost over. Shoot, my birthday is in less than 2 months, you know? So we all know that SU is the number 3. I'll be 30 this year. So, you know, definitely want to get in some shenanigans on my birth month, my birthday. But the biggest thing that I want to be able to do is to be able to do those shenanigans with my RV. So, you know, as you know, that's one thing that I've been talking about for a while now. And, you know, I feel it getting closer and closer as the months go by, you know. So, as you all know, this is the YouTube version. So this side right here just represents just the overall things that you should look out for this week. These are by day. So Monday through Sunday, these are by day. Now, since this is the YouTube version, I'm only going to pull the first card from each of these rows. If you want to be able to see the full video of me, you know, pulling back every single card, and you get a full synopsis of all the things that you should expect going through this week, join my Patreon at www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. As you can see by my recent videos and stuff like that, I'm spending a lot of money on things like resources to make my videos better, different things to make my content better. And a lot of that I have you all to thank. And I don't really say this much as far as an announcement is concerned, but if you all would like to help out with these things to make my channel better, where I can start pushing out a lot more content and stuff like that, you all can help with that. And I will place my donation links below. So that way, the donations that you all give, it goes straight to the things that I'm trying to acquire, as well as making my channel better, And as you can see, the progress from 2017 all the way to 2021, y'all can see the trajectory that I'm going, and it's only going to get better from here. All right, so let's see what we got. I'm in the library right now, so that's why I'm a little quiet, a lot more quieter. So let's see. Hey, so we got this card again. The Seven of Fire, fighting the beast. A lot of that going on. Y'all remember what last week's On Point Orisha Tarot forecast, it was about the baby issue. And I did a lot of issue-like topics last week. And that's going to go, that's going to bleed over into this week too. Because the Pump I Get Out in issue Queen and Slim is going to drop this week. And since issue does things in threes, for YouTube, I did a 3-part series with the cruise breakdown. And if you want to see the full almost 5-hour stream of that, go to my Patreon. So in the name of doing things in threes, when I drop the podcast about Pump I Get Out an issue, when I drop that on my Patreon, it'll be uploaded to YouTube either 3 days or 6 days after it's been on Patreon. I haven't decided yet as of Monday if it's going to be 3 days or 6 days. But make sure that you all are following me on all of my platforms so you all can stay updated on that. So right now, for the overall, this is going to be the stand your ground no matter what overall for this week. Now, I don't know what these say, because I always do my YouTube readings first, so it can be fresh and new for the patrons. But this, what I see with all the things that's been going on, everything that's been transpiring, standing your ground on what you believe in, knowing that you got everything to protect you right now, is going to be extremely, extremely important. Being steadfast in who you are, what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept, what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate, and not swaying from that, not one bit. because this card, it talks about, number one, before I even talk about what the card talks about, you see that Sagittarius sign right there. And we know that Sagittarius is over the 9th house. The 9th house is all about spiritual expression, spiritual expression, spiritual enlightenment, all of these type of things. So in another light, this 7 of fire, this could also mean spiritual warfare. And it can get as deep as the people that you relate to the most, because we got the 7 right there, and the 7th house is the house of close relations and things like that, So shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. He's actually, I think he's still live right now as I'm recording this. He was doing a live stream about Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is giving $10 billion to help black women and stuff like that. And he was talking about, as black men, we need to stick together now more than ever so we can help each other out and stuff like that. So every time I hear people talk about we got to come together as a community and stuff like that, it gives me humanity vibes. And us in the occult, us into spiritualism, humanity is something that we have to fight on a daily basis, trying to be in the world and not of the world. So yeah, coming together as black men, successful black men, to fight this beast is definitely something that could happen. But the spiritual journey is a self journey. So like Brother Panic always says, and also like we seen on that cruise breakdown, when you get on your spiritual journey, you automatically start to run across your soul family. You finally you start to run across those like-minded people, and that's who you need to come together with, because that's going to be a very, very strong front, when you lead with spirit first, So this 7 of fire, it talks about bravery, dexterity, and courage in facing trouble, quick thinking. This is talking about being clever in business or commercial matters and taking preventative and defensive measures against competition and rivalry in your field. So remember last week we was talking about issue. We was talking about the Virgo, that's analyzing and being very calculated with how you move and all of these things. So now we're going from, you've analyzed it, you've planned it, you got all of that together. So now it's time to go into action. Last week was pretty much you preparing. You got your shield, you got everything that you need. And so now this is you going out into the battlefield confident that you will be victorious. This is about you taking into account public opinion, internal and external audiences, the environment, and the media. Your actions will be carefully protected and profitable in the long term. So remember what I was saying when I was like, a lot of times when SU quote unquote causes trouble, God don't punish SU, because a lot of times we get so wrapped up in this world and what this matrix tells you to do and all of that, that when SU comes along and tries to, give you the real truth, you look at it as causing trouble because you're so far away from that innocence that, SU just has complete access to still, So, like I said, as long as you're steadfast in who you are, you're steadfast, you're confident, and you go out on that battlefield, you will be victorious. Yeah, I mean? All right, so let's see what Monday has for us. All right. A lot of changes, a lot of transformations going on right now. The earth is actually upright. So again, this means travels, changes in your body, moving, home repairs, renovations, and if none of that is going on right now, in this getting ready for the springtime, a lot of us are going to be on that inner ocean journey, searching for the inner beauty. And some people are going to be searching for outer beauty. Some of us are going to be running into or running across influential, suitable, and important people this week. Doors and paths that open, especially for people doing readings and stuff like that, because people got their stimmies, so so I gotta plug myself in there too. www.bandclaptv.com if you want to schedule a reading. And also, this is talking about favorable outcomes of ventures and new activities, So again, this is about you stepping out to the battlefield and you're confident. And this is talking about the earth, the universe, literally molding itself in your favor. So that's dope. This talks about decisions made will be the correct ones, but they must be fast and sincere. Conception, births, and deliveries. Again, this is this the beginning of spring? Y'all let me know in the chat. Is this the beginning of spring? Because we've already went through daylight savings time. So maybe this is talking about the springtime that's approaching and how, spring, a lot of people that has been doing what they're supposed to do and preparing for this time. A lot of changes gonna be going on this week. And since the Earth card is upright, for most of us, it's gonna be positive changes, positive moving. You might get that job you always wanted and you gotta move. Or whatever. This universe works in mysterious ways for everybody. So I can't wait to hear you all's comments on what does this Earth card mean to you in your personal life. All right. So let's see what Tuesday has for us. Okay. Okay. So we got the Four of Water reversed. That Scorpio transformation type of energy. Because this card talks about what was asleep, almost dead, or lost, reappears with possibilities of new relations. So all this stuff starts to happen, you know, once you get out on the battlefield, you know, and you make that move. And once you make that move, you know, the universe has no choice but to mold itself around your victory, which means a lot of things that you thought was impossible are going to start becoming possible. And then you got this undies and mermaids. So this is something that we're going to see in the media. I can't wait to see what these are about so I can see what's really going to be going on in the media, because that's what this undies and mermaids card talks about. It talks about you know, people who have many years of experience in a certain domain. People like doctors, psychotherapists, and also this can also represent social media and reporters and speakers and reviewers and stuff like that. So to the soul family, this is a very, very good thing. You know, this talks about you going out with confidence, you know, making up in your mind and in your spirit that you're ready to embark on whatever it is that you're embarking on, no matter what. You make that move and things, you know, things just start to work out. Things just start to work out because you made that step. You made that move. And then everything that you thought couldn't happen, happened. And now this is your success story. You know, this is you telling everybody about the goodness, you know, about the victory that you just accomplished. Now, in the media, because we know in Hollywood, everything is inverted. So you're going to start seeing, in the media, you're going to start seeing a lot of situations that, you know, you thought that this situation was over. You know, you thought it was dead, but they're bringing it up. The media is bringing these things up just so you can react and respond to it, you know. And in a way, we're already kind of seeing this with the whole Kirk Franklin thing. You know, nobody, absolutely nobody. And then all of a sudden, this video come out about Kirk Franklin cussing out his son and all of that. And mind you, you know, this is something that's been going on for a while. And then it stopped all of a sudden. And now, because of the media, it's resurfaced. You know, it's resurfaced. You know, but in the media, this for water is going to play both roles. You know, it's going to play both roles. So when we take the example of Kirk Franklin, when Kirk Franklin had to come out and apologize to the media about the private conversation that his son recorded and stuff like that, I bet he was feeling a lot of dissatisfaction, lack of happiness because of that loss, you know, because I don't think he'll ever have that harmonious relationship with his son that he wants, you know. Now the only thing remaining for you to do is wait for a new opportunity. You've already wasted your last one, you know. Reject or refuse the help or collaboration from others. Remember what Kirk Franklin's son said. You know, Kirk Franklin, he came out and he was like, I spoke to therapists and stuff like that to help me out with my son. And then his son came out and blasted him. He was like, no, you haven't. You know, you stopped speaking to TD Jakes. You stopped speaking to this person. You stopped speaking to this therapist. So everything that you said in your quote unquote apology is cap. You know? So we're literally seeing these cards play itself out in the media. And another little tidbit with this 4 of water when it's upright, it talks about think whether your fault lies in accepting what you should have rejected or in disregarding opportunities. You know? So let's get a little deep. Let's get a little deep. Even though this is the YouTube version, we're going to get a little deep. There's a lot of things that we know about Hollywood and how certain artists make it to stardom. You know, they make it to stardom very quickly. And we know for a fact that Hollywood has something to do with their rise. You know, and it's been well documented and all of those things. I don't like saying the I word because they dinged my YouTube channel. And just because I had a picture of a goat on my tarot card, they think I'm talking about that. So, but remember what this 4 of water said. It said, think whether your fault lies in accepting what you should have rejected. We know that Kirk Franklin quickly rose to stardom after his friend died. You know, did he take a deal that he should have rejected? It might not have been that particular situation, but you know, as you can see, Kirk Franklin changed a lot from the 90s to now. And I'm not just talking about age. You know, Kirk Franklin, he came out as a radical. You know, he was a radical. He was a rebel. You know, he's the guy bringing hip hop to the gospel realm, which is forbidden. You know, Kirk Franklin, he was the issue. You know, he was the issue that made me actually like gospel, because I wasn't really, you know, feeling that Shirley Caesar, Dorothy Norwood, you know, Mississippi Mass Choir, like, you know, as kids, you know, we don't really be fucking with that like that, you know. And then Kirk Franklin came on the scene, and he just revolutionized, you know, like his song Revolution. He pretty much revolutionized gospel as we know it. I always say Kirk Franklin is the Allen Iverson of gospel, you know, because once Kirk Franklin came in and knocked the door off the hinges, now we got Mary Mary, now we got Ty Tribbett, now we got Fred Hammond, you know, now we got a lot of these older gospel singers adding rappers to their songs. I remember the first time I heard Shirley Caesar. She had this song on the radio, and then this dude came out and started rapping on it. I'm like, whoa! Never in a million years. And even when my mom heard it on the radio, she was shocked. She was like, what? Shirley Caesar got rapping on her song? You know? And you can't thank nobody but Kirk Franklin for that. You know? You can't thank nobody but Kirk Franklin. Because Kirk Franklin, you know, he literally revolutionized gospel music as we know it. But we also know that there is a cult in the music industry as a whole. And a lot of people don't like talking about the gospel industry, But it was this alone that made me kind of step back from gospel music in a way. When I was doing my whole selling your soul thing back in like 2012, 2011, and I was questioning things, and then I pulled up this video about even in the gospel industry, there's certain rituals and things that you have to do, and you wouldn't think that, because it's gospel. But if you want, let's be honest, Christianity is literally the most chaotic religion that we have. That's mainstream, because we ain't gonna get into voodoo, we ain't gonna get into Palo Mayombe, because most people don't even know about that. Most people, they know about Jesus, they know about Christianity, and if you're honest, you would even agree that Christianity is literally one of the most chaotic religions. And this is the reason why so many people can come in on the guise of Christianity and, and lead so many people astray. So with that being said, and this is not just Kirk Franklin. This is just the example that I want to use for this. But you're gonna see a lot of situations in the media like this. So with the Kirk Franklin thing, you got think whether your fault is accepting what you should have rejected. There was a deal that Kirk Franklin accepted when he should have rejected it, and now it's haunting him. And it's putting a strain on his relationship with his children. Well, at least with his son. And then you got, or you should not have disregarded certain opportunities. And we all know what the disregarding opportunities is, And I don't really know too much about Kirk Franklin's relationship with his kids and all of that, so I'm not going to speak too much on that. But I just want to show y'all that what these cards are saying, at least in the media. Because with us, we understand that, this is us telling our success story. All those things that we thought, all those dreams and things that we thought would never come true. But we've been putting in that work. We've been working hard. These things are about to come to pass, and we're going to have a lot to tell. Like Biggie said, I got a story to tell. We're going to have a lot of stories to tell. So let's see what Wednesday has for us. Okay. 3 of water. Okay. All right. So this speaks about victory. This speaks about victory. You having victory because you told uncomfortable truths. And I know this is hard for my baby Legbas out there. If you're like a Gemini moon, if you're a Gemini sun, you got that messenger type of energy, because we know the 3 of water, the 3 represents issue, and then we got the water that represents emotions and stuff like that. So this is talking about how that issue energy, it will protect you, my baby Legbas out there. It will protect you if you gotta tell some uncomfortable truths and stuff like that. And it's not something that's very popular with the media, So this 3 of water, it talks about victory, good fortune, possibilities favoring triumph, success, prosperity. Things end as they started. The effect comes from a positive cause that will bring us pleasure and emotional stability. So if you're someone who gives readings and stuff like that, and you actually do it from the heart, you can attest to the fact that, you probably had to tell some people some very uncomfortable truths. You've had to bruise a lot of egos. You had to bust a lot of bubbles. You pretty much had to be the bad guy. In order for you to have a successful consultation, a lot of times you got to start out being the bad guy. And Legbot doesn't care because he knows in the end, this is his fate. Because as long as you're giving your message, and you're not trying to deliberately down someone, you're not trying to deliberately kill all their hope and all of that stuff. There's a way to do it. But as long as you are, like I say, in that energy of truth and justice, and you just want to see the person win, this is always going to be your outcome, no matter how harsh or hard the message was that you had to give this person. Now, in another way, this right here talks about being victorious, even throughout the negative things that were said about you. Now, again, let's keep using the Kirk Franklin. Let's keep using the Kirk Franklin example. So, nobody's gonna cancel Kirk Franklin because of what he did with his son. It was looked at as a victory in a way because, his son did some really disrespectful things. He did some real disrespectful stuff. It was a phone call that was recorded. That could be a Legbot reverse. It was a message, but it was a negative message to try to make Kirk Franklin to look like the bad guy. But it didn't work. It didn't really work because I don't think people are going to cancel Kirk Franklin because he didn't really come off that he did anything wrong. He just, this for water, what was asleep or what was dead came back to life. That side of Kirk Franklin, that rebel, that do you want a revolution? Woo, woo. That fighter came out. And you don't know. That's why it always pays to understand who you're messing with, because you don't know. This person might seem all holy than thou and all of this, turn the other cheek, and then you do something to that person, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this is you. Now you gotta move. Now your place ain't safe no more. You don't know. That's why it's always good to be careful how you treat people, because you don't know who people know, and you don't know who people are. Most people don't even know who they are. So definitely be looking out for this in the media too. You're going to be seeing a lot of people being victorious no matter the bad things that's been said about them. There's many different ways to interpret these cards, So let's see what Thursday has for us. Got 2 more cards. All right, because it was a test. It was a test. It was a test. sometimes we have to be tested before the harvest comes in. We got to be tested on, are you still going to be able to fight and traverse through, even though this is going on with you, which leads to failure in your thoughts. You start thinking bad thoughts, you stop going within, and you forget that, it's just a test. My mom, when I was a kid, there's this song that this gospel song my mom used to sing all the time. I have listened to you, I have heard your request, but it's only a test. Just hold on, be strong. This test is your storm. Go through, hold on. And it's something that my mom would always sing to me when I was going through things at school, or if she just felt that I was having a bad day. No matter how, because this is like depression in a way. Tin of water, and then you got the tin of fire. Emotionally, you might be a little low, a little down. This Pisces time that we're in right now. If you don't got your business straight and stuff like that, and you in dream world, you in la la land, a lot of these things are going to be tested, and a lot of things is going to be dissipating right now. So there's going to be a lot of depressing thoughts, but at the end of the day, it's just a test. And this Ten of Fire is actually a good thing. This is actually really, really good, because this is a test that you got people on the other side. You got energies on the other side that's ready to help you with this test. And again, as long as you stay steadfast, you will be successful at passing this test. Because see, this Ten of Fire talks about you will have to face the test posed by life or by your karma. Ask your spirit guides for help, trusting that you will not be abandoned during the hard times. And you will overcome these tests without any difficulty or hardship. You see what I said? You see what I mean? We've already been down. There's nowhere else to go but up. And that's what this is saying. Your reward will be an increase in your self-esteem and the acknowledgement of your honesty by others. And this is the acknowledgement of your honesty by others. And this is your self-esteem rising, And once you get this, there's nothing really negative that anybody is going to be able to say in order to take it away from you. The only thing that it can probably do is, get you in your feelings, put you in your feelings, stuff like that. But as long as you understand that this is only a test, and you will be successful at this test, as long as you got that in your mind, your emotions is gonna it's gonna waver. Your emotions is always gonna go up and down, always gonna go up and down. But the key is to anchor yourself with this Ten of Fire. A lot of Sagittarius energy right now. Shout out to my Sagittariuses. This is that Obatala energy. And when we talk about the Abrahamic religions, Obatala is what you know as Father God. Obatala is the Father God. So translating this into a Christian sense, no matter what you're going through emotionally and stuff like that, God is telling you right here that it's only a test. Keep doing your work. This is the 10 of fire. Stay fired up about your work. Stay fired up. Don't let your status waver because of this. Don't do anything out of this. Don't do anything out of this. If you're gonna work towards anything, work towards that. And work towards this. So now we're getting close to the end of the week. So let's see what Friday has for us. All right, got the man, and we got the Ace of Earth. So that's the Taurus. So this is Friday, aka Freya Day. Shout out to Urzuli Freda, which in a lot of ways represents the version of Oshun that is the Taurus. The goddess of luxury and wealth and also beauty. So this is a message from Oshun, and she's saying that in this time right now, the worst thing that you can be is low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-value. Because I know this is the transformation card, and then there's some more stuff right here, but I definitely know that's the transformation card. So we know that Taurus is over the second house, So if you're this person, and you went through this test, you didn't think you was gonna make it, you had failure in your thoughts, and this ends up bleeding through, giving you low self-esteem, low self-worth, your values are out of whack, so your valuables get out of whack and stuff like that. So this Ace of Earth, when you're in that type of frequency, this talks about stubbornness, obstinacy, characteristics that will drive you to confusion and blindness. Reconsider your situation. Do not let yourself be carried away by passion, greed, and lack of altruism. So, what can you do? Just like Donnie McClurkin would say, what do you do when you done all you can? I can't really sing like that because I'm in the library. But this man card, this talks about faith and hope. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this Christian thing. There's this song that my dad used to play a lot. My dad used to have this Dodge Dynasty, and it was all velvet on the inside. It had a rag top, and I used to call it the Pimp Mobile before I even knew what pimp really was, And it was a real dope car, but I remember it because there was 2 tapes that my dad would play all the time. He would play the Kirk Franklin tape, coincidentally, the one that had Revolution on it. And then he would play this Williams Brothers tape. And there's this Williams Brothers song, and it says, It takes faith to step out on nothing and believe that something is there. You know, it takes faith to step out on nothing and to believe that something is there. And that's a very profound statement, actually. And a lot of us, we don't understand how important this card really is. This card pretty much embodies the fifth house. So when you're feeling like your self-esteem is low, you know, you feel stubborn, you feel confused and blind, and you're going through these failures in your thoughts, go back to that creative space. You know, take a break, go and do some inner child things. Trust me, I can definitely attest to this, because for like the last few weeks, my inner child just been wanting to just chill and look at nature shows and stuff like that. And I didn't really think about it, you know, as anything educational, but as you can see, there's light to be absorbed from anything you do. Just like how I was able to take that example about the bush babies, and how when monkeys hunt the bush babies, how the female monkey hunts a lot different than the male monkey, and how I was able to tie all of that in. Now, had I not listened to my inner child and watched those nature shows, I never would have known about all that stuff. You see what I mean? So even the little things that you don't think matter, you know, these things, it matter a lot more than what you would think. Because whatever it takes, like I was saying the other day, whatever it takes for you to get out of that funk, this funk right here, so you won't stay basking in these things right here, whatever it takes for you to get out of that, do it. And, you know, don't care about what other people think about what you're doing. You know what I mean? So now we are on the weekend, baby. Now let's see what Saturday has for us. All right. So this is the being thankful to your spirit team that you can't see for the victories and for the things that you're trying to manifest, even though they haven't came all the way to the physical just yet. You know, that's what this 4 fire is about. This is about the soul family. This is the soul family card. Fire represents the soul, the sun, the soul. And then 4, the 4th house, that's the house of family. That's the house of your roots and the home and all of those things. So when we talk about Shango, that represents fire. And then we talk about Yemoya, which represents the Great Mother, which represents water. Yemoya loves Shango. She really does. She loves him, and she'll do anything for Shango. Even though Shango is a whole king. Look at him. You know, he a whole king. He's a whole warrior. All of these things. But Yemoya loves him. You know. So when you look at this card, it talks about 4 members of a family walk arm in arm towards the sea, forming a chain of strength and union. All of them are dressed in white, and each carries a pale blue candle to the limits of the kingdom of Yemoya to thank her for the happiness received. You see what I mean? So this is talking about being thankful and appreciative of all of the favors and help and cooperation received collectively or individually, but representing the majority. Social, family, community, or work group. This is talking about you being humble. This is about you being humble, as if you got what you want, even if you haven't received it in the physical just yet. And I know, this can be hard, especially for me. I'm very impatient, especially when I know, like I've had, like these last, I would say 2 or 3 days, I've had like 3 daughters of Oshun, in random, 3 daughters of Oshun, like randomly tell me like, yo, you about to get this RV like real soon. And it's like, my inner child is like, oh snap. And then once my inner child gets real giddy on the inside, I start to get real impatient. Because I'm like, yo, where is it? So, this card is speaking to me too. And I'm definitely doing that. Being grateful, being thankful, and being humble. So last but not least, let's see what Sunday has for us. Yeah. So this is free your mind. So when you're trying to manifest during this springtime, make sure that you're don't be afraid to be vocal about your success story and how you rose up like the phoenix from the ashes. Don't think that a negative messenger or negative people commenting stuff like that is going to steal your joy and is going to steal your victory. And if you are a baby Legba, don't be discouraged if you gotta give some uncomfortable messages this week, because this talks about doors opening for the consultant. So if you had to give some unpleasant messages, don't worry, because as long as your heart was pure and you're doing the work that you're supposed to do, you will always be victorious. If you feel depressed, if you feel low, you feel like your dreams aren't coming true, understand the test that you're going through, because it's all it is. It's only a test. It's only a test, and you're gonna pass it as long as you stay steadfast. And if your self-esteem is low, if you feel like you don't matter, all of those things, if your self-esteem is low because your thoughts and all of that, do something creative. Have faith. Do something creative to take your mind off of the things that you're trying to manifest. It's kind of like when you take a pain pill, you got to kind of think about something else right quick in order for the pain pill to kick in, and then before you know it, you don't got no pain no more. That's what this card is about. And then last but not least, be humble, be appreciative of it before you even get it, and keep your mind open. Because when you keep your mind open, you keep your possibilities open, so that what you're trying to manifest, it doesn't have a certain way to come to you, which means it's going to come faster, because there's many ways that it can show up, And if you heed that message for this week, my friends, you will be glad that you did. All right, y'all. That is my reading for this week. I hope that you all enjoyed it. Patrons, you're really going to get a treat because I can't wait to pull these other cards. Again, like I always say, if you want to get a reading from me, www.bandclaptv.com. The two main videos that I'm working right now, or that I'm working trying to finish, is the Pisces Part 2 and the Pumbagira and Eshu Queen and Slim. So if y'all want to check out those videos before they're released on YouTube, join my Patreon, www.patreon.com/BandClapTV. And until next time, peace. What's up, y'all? I hope y'all enjoyed that video, and if you stayed to the end, I appreciate you. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I want to redirect you to my Instagram page. I don't promote my Instagram page a lot, but as my subscriber count and things like that rise due to things like shadow banning and stuff like that, I'm hearing that a lot of people aren't getting my notifications when I go live on YouTube and stuff like that. So for all things BandClap TV, my Instagram page and my story are going to have all of the notifications and things like that when it comes to when I'm going live, when I'm going, when I'm releasing videos, when I'm releasing content. Also on my Instagram page, if you're curious about my reviews for my readings and stuff like that, as you can see on my Instagram, I have a lot of different testimonials and stuff like that. For those who don't know of me as an artist, I also have videos of me performing and stuff like that. I'll be putting out more stuff like that very, very soon. So I'm just trying to get as many people right now to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. That is BandClap TV, and also my Facebook and Snapchat, BandClap TV as well. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, and like I always say, no matter what, you got to stay shining. You got to stay shining.